a 6-year-old running around the house somewhere. So I have to make sure that the doors are locked so she don't just come barging in here.
My mom would be like, I'm on a Zoom call. Do not call me for anything.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Canoe Creative Spotlight, where we interview the amazing creatives from around the world and bring them straight to you. As always, I'm your boy, Chris. If you're watching us, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And if you're listening, follow us on SoundCloud. Make sure you also follow us on Instagram and Twitter to make sure you are always up to date on all the amazing things that we are trying to do. Today, we are talking to Vanessa of Jamila Reine Models, a New York, Florida, and New Jersey-based modeling agency that is opening up doors for models of all ethnicities, body types, and lifestyles. She is here today to talk to our audience about all the great things that they are trying to do. Vanessa, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I am so grateful that you gave us the time to talk to you today. This is an industry that I am pretty ignorant about, and just in the sense of just not knowing a lot of it. So I'm really excited to dig deep into this time. But first, before we do anything, it is your time to shine on the spotlight. So please tell our audience who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Well, my name is Vanessa Moise. My first name Joanne, but I go by Vanessa because that's my middle name and I like it better. So I was born in Puerto Rico, but we moved to New Jersey when I was literally like a week old. So I was raised in Jersey, high school, everything there. Then I moved to PA just to do community college. And then I moved back to New Jersey. So I'm at Rutgers right now, finishing my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. And then hopefully next year I will be in law school doing my JD and also a master's in forensic psychology.
It's amazing. Wow. What a crazy set of skills and backgrounds. That's awesome. Wow. So, obviously, as I said, I am very unfamiliar with just fashion, modeling, and all this. I'm pretty low key and just have always kind of just been like interested, but could never participate. But first thing I really wanted to know just about Jamila Reine Models is kind of how you got started, how you kind of opened up that door and just started walking through it. How did you get Jamila Reine Modeling Agency started?
Well, so about last year in, I think, November, I actually have another business called Jersey Knockouts. So my boyfriend and I and like all my friends, we started out like kind of like a fighting business where it's like, take the violence off the streets, do it in the ring, stuff like that. So I needed ring girls for that. And I went on social media and I was following this girl, Jackie. She's one of my models, Jackie Lockhart. And I was like gorgeous. Her body is perfect. Like she's just like curly hair, like caramel skin. Like she'd be perfect for a ring girl. But I also see that she was into modeling as well. But I didn't see that she was getting a lot of recognition for it, at least what she deserved. So I was like, Jackie, let me help you out. You see how I'm managing Jersey Knockouts. So this obviously JKO. So yeah, so you see how I'm managing Jersey Knockouts. Let me just manage you for a couple months and see where we go. So, I didn't know anything about the modeling industry. I just kind of did my research. I was like, okay, so a lot of these agencies like taller, like 5'8", 5'9", thin women. And Jackie was that, but she's also, she's mixed. So she wasn't just like the typical, blonde, white girl type of thing. So she wasn't getting, some opportunities because of how she looked. And I thought it wasn't fair. I actually had someone come to me and they were like, what is attractive to men is white and blonde. So, and I was like, all right, well, there's other ethnicities that are very attractive as well. Everybody's beautiful in their own. So Jackie, we started traveling to New York every weekend. We would take the ferry from Rockaway, Queens. We would be in the city, the subway, anything. I hit up tons of photographers from Facebook and stuff. They would shoot her. And then we got lucky with one photographer. Her name's Danya. And she shot Jackie, and then she just submitted the picture that she took to a magazine, and Jackie made cover. So like a huge like thing for us. Like that was Jackie's first cover, like actually first magazine shoot at all. And I was like really proud of her, and I like seeing, you know, the expression like I helped this happen, you know. So I was like, let me try this with other girls. And you know, I in the beginning it was kind of like a joke. Like I was kind of just like, okay, like I'm just gonna do it for fun. And then a lot of girls started, you know, signing up, and you know, it started becoming a thing where I'm like, okay, maybe I should get my LLC and kind of like incorporate it. So that's what I did. And the modeling industry is pretty competitive. There are so many people who want to get to the top. There's a lot of people who just like it's just like so many people who want to have their own modeling agencies, and I didn't. So creating my own. And well, like right now I'm trying to have a lot of diversity in it. That's my main thing. I want to include everyone. I want everybody to know that they're beautiful in their own way, big, small, white, I don't care. I accept, you know, many people of all shapes, color. And right now we're just trying to kind of get to the top and expand even more, and you know, get more paid shoots, because with the modeling industry, a lot of people don't know us because we aren't like IMG or Ford models. You know, we're a smaller management that I just created out of Jersey. So my goal right now is to expand it out more, get more models, get more talent, and also get these girls paid for the work that they're doing.
100%. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, kudos to you. I really love that this kind of started from a completely different side business that you have, and you kind of saw an opportunity or a different way to go, and you just jumped right into it and just, you know, connected the dots. And I find that to be a very common thing with a lot of up and coming businesses, where they'll start with one intention, and then like the door will open and you'll kind of see an opportunity for something else completely aside from what you're doing. So, and that's the tell of a true, you know, revolutionary, you know, visionary person. You know, you said that it's a very competitive network, and that's one thing that I have noticed myself as I started kind of look more into just the different type of creative networks. You know, I want to kind of understand all of them to a degree. And when I was looking into fashion and models and everything, I didn't know how many independent modeling agencies there were. Like, you know, you find one model and they are like just connected to so many different ones. So in the sense of the competitive nature of it, what do you try to bring to the table with Jamila Reine Models that kind of allows you to set yourself aside and distinguish yourself a little bit amongst those others?
Well, for me, it's all about treating people good and having personal relationships with them, which can sometimes be a little conflicted when you get too personal with them and they kind of look at you as a friend and not like you're like, I'm the CEO of the company. But a lot of them have become lifelong friends. So I try to, you know, kind of make it in like my thing is all about loyalty, all about respect. You know, if you're on my team, I got you for whatever until you show me that you don't got me anymore. You know, like I try to make it a personal thing where like you can come to me for whatever, anything you feel. If you are bothered with something or you're upset or you're happy or you're sad or anything, you can come to me. So I feel like a lot of modeling agencies or managements don't have that. They don't have they care about you personally as a person. Like if you're not feeling okay with yourself mentally, like let me know. Like I care about what's going on in your life. And I try to, you know, show that to some of the models that a lot of these managements, they don't care about if someone died in your family. Like if you didn't show up for a job, you're out. So like they don't take anything into consideration. I try to, but with that, it comes with people taking advantage of you as well. So I try to be the kind person I am, but also I don't want these people thinking that they can take advantage of me for the kindness that I give them, which I've had obviously in the management and stuff. And, you know, I have a 3 strikes and you're out policy where like, if you don't show up more than 3 times or you've done something more than 3 times, you're out. And that's, you know, I try to give them a chance because I believe everybody gets a second chance for the most part. That's what I try to make different from other managements. I try to show you that I care and I love you as a person, and you know, I expect that back.
Right. Yeah, that human element, you know what I mean? It is such a personal experience because, you know, it's dealing with your image. It's dealing with something that could live on in magazines or in you know, how do they say, in like stock photos, you know, areas, you know, where people use those images all the time. So it's very personal, and especially in a generation where we're so, you know, focused in on our image with Instagram and all these other applications and stuff. People take those type of things really to heart, and you know, they're very, even though it kind of seems a little, you know, sporadic and frivolous sometimes in the sense of how many people do like the selfies and everybody's an Instagram model now, there is still a level of personality and personal you know, feel to it that you want to kind of inject a level of humanity into it and make sure that people feel comfortable, feel like they can trust you, because they're trusting you with something that they hope to, you know, excel them to the next level. And that's what I really like about your company, that you're opening up a lot of doors for different types of people. You know, especially one of the things I really love that you said as well is that you're open to all ethnicities. You know, you don't, you know, go to this approach of, you know, like white or black. You know, it's, you know, all ethnicities, all body types, all lifestyle choices are accepted and respected in your agency, and I think that's really dope. I did see that Shah, my partner in Talent on Edge, yeah, she signed with you recently, and I was like super hyped when I saw that because, you know, she's super dope and she takes amazing pictures for others, but she also takes really dope shots herself. She has such a cool style. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, man, that's really dope.
I know, she came to me and she was like, do you guys accept like stud models, or you know, are you guys the LGBTQ community? And you know, like we've never had like a stud model come to us, so I've never had the opportunity to represent one. Right. But when she came to me, I was like, if you know, like, I don't have many opportunities for you, but if you want to help me create those opportunities for you, people just like come and be on my team and open these doors with me. 100%. And like, am I representing you? But you know, you're helping represent me as well, and we're helping each other. And it's just kind of just like the love and the loyalty I got from her immediately, like just click. And she's just such a great person, and I'm happy to have her on the team, happy to help her, and you know, she's helping me. So
yeah, I mean, so you have, obviously, you know, this is a relatively new company, and you have done already a lot of great things. You have a lot of different models, a lot of talented ones, and I see the pictures, and I really like that you kind of not only do like, you know, like headshots and kind of like shoots, but you also do like in environment, like you go out into the world in public and stuff. So I think that's really cool that you show that little bit of difference in your approach to modeling. You have been featured in a couple really cool things, even for a new company, which is amazing. New York Fashion Week, Miami Swim Week, Atlantic City Fashion Week. Like, that's really dope that, like, even at the beginning of this and with the competitive nature that it is, that you've been able to kind of enter yourself in those places and at least, you know, start to make those steps and get the recognition that you would have to be competing with some of the larger firms and advertisements. How did you kind of position yourself in that way as a new company to be part of those type of things?
It's really all about, you know, people who you meet. It's about the connections. It's about posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram. Like these photographers, the only thing I knew, first of all, is when I started, I was just like meeting with photographers, like for them to shoot. And a photographer was like, well, I know a designer and Jackie would be perfect. And then once you meet the designer, you meet other people. And then the network opening up and people start knowing about you. So I stress, like, I can't stress this enough. Like, you have it's really about, you know, your connections and networking with, like, you know, top people. Like, I'm not Kylie Jenner, so like, I wasn't born in a famous family. Though, like, she's done amazing work, but like, yeah, not any, like, they don't know me, so I have to make myself known, you know. Go out there, I have to try to network, I have to meet with people, and you know, sometimes it takes a full day, like running around New York City trying to just like meet designers or photographers, which I have done with Jackie. We woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, went to New York, did some photo shoots, met designers, and then we come home at 12 a.m. So it's like, you know, and plus with that, and then, you know, having school and just having our own personal life, it's a lot of work. But you have to be dedicated to even, you know, break through in this, you know, industry.
Absolutely. I mean, it's stories like yours, though, that really continues to inspire me as a creator of this mobile application, because I would really hope that Canoe opens up, a much more easier workflow for a person like you. And not that the networking aspect of it is no longer relevant, but, with my app, an agency like yours would be able to do something like just type in photographer and you could do a search of your area and you could find people that you have never crossed paths or people that you've never met before. And it just gives a whole new access. So it just continues to inspire me to know that this is something worthwhile and something that would really help people, especially someone like yourself.
And I thank you for giving me a platform that I can come and talk about, my company and, like giving me the chance to speak about, all of this and, what I'm passionate about in life.
Of course. I mean, I believe as a creative community, especially when we are on the up and up, you know what I mean? Trying to kind of get established and get our names out there. I created this show and this platform itself was for the intention of making sure that those people have something to be like, yo, this is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm not established yet. I don't have a lot of followers or whatever, but I'm grinding. I'm passionate and I'm talented. And I have the talent that deserves an audience to say, hey, listen, I contribute something to the creative community. The other thing that I really wanted to just kind of touch into base is I read on your Facebook page that it is a family-based company. And I wanted to know just what exactly, like how involved is your family and how that kind of, if they are involved specifically, does it kind of contribute to the way that you approach the business? Does it kind of make things easier, more harder, or what?
Well, what I mean by family based is not necessarily that like my family's involved, because my family is not involved in any of this. It's just me, siblings. I'm the only child, so and my parents aren't anywhere near this industry. They're in the medical. So what I mean by family based is just like the sisters, the brothers that I have, like my friends who are my. I try, like Jackie is like my sister. The manager that I have, N.E.W.S, Alyssa, they're like my sister. So they are my family. So that's what I family based. Not that my actual family is like involved. I probably didn't say that the right way, but that's what I meant by it.
No, but look, it's the reason why I asked that question, because even in a question like that, it opens up a connection that you and I have, because I am an only child. I have half sisters from my dad who remarried and moved down to Florida. But growing up, I was an only child. And I ended up growing up developing these bonds with my friends that I don't call them my friends or my best friend. Those are my brothers, you know what I mean? And those are my sisters. So I totally understand what you mean by that. Like eventually the lines between friend and family kind of gets blurred, you know what I mean? And you eventually start to rely and go to them in situations that you would go to your family for advice and for counsel. So yeah, I'm glad that you clarified that, because that actually to me makes it a lot more special, in its own way.
That's why I take my friendship so seriously, and I take it to like, it's like really to my heart. Like that's why my loyalty is so deep for them, because I don't have siblings I can turn to. Like my family, like I'm not really close to any of my cousins or anything. Like, like when my parents, like when they pass away one day, or, they're not around anymore, like I don't really have anybody. And I will have is, my friends and, hopefully my future husband, but like, and his family, obviously, who are, that's why I take, my friendship so seriously, and the people around me, like I pick them wisely, and, I choose them. I'm very picky with who I surround myself with, because their energy, I don't want negative energy around me at all. So that's why when someone does me wrong or, hurts me, I take that to heart, and it hurts me even more just because I don't have anybody else. I have my friends and my parents, So yeah, that's why I mean family based. Like they're not, when you're on my team, you're not my friends anymore. You're my family. Well, in the management, they are my family. I'm looking out for them. I'm trying to help them succeed. And, they're helping me out too by even being in the management. I wouldn't have a management without any models, Right. So.
That's really great. That's great. I 100% agree with you. I rely so much on my closest friends, for just their advice, for their harshness sometimes, to knock me out, and just be like, hey, bro, you're messing up, or you're doing great, or whatever it is. So I respect that. I 100% agree with you on that. I also wanted to say congratulations on winning the sweepstakes, the publication sweepstakes that was done with Shah, who we spoke about already, Talent on Edge. That was such a great experience, and I was so happy to do that with her. Which publication did you end up picking, by the way?
New York Weekly. So I did like a whole photo shoot.
Nice.
I set up, I got the management, who can come, like whoever was available. I got them to take photos and stuff like that. So I'll be sending that to her probably this weekend. I've been so busy with finals, I haven't had the chance. But yeah, so I'm excited and I'm really happy. And I have to say thanks to Dre, because I didn't even know that we were even like in there. Like, he's the one who tagged us, and I didn't even. So I'm like going to class one day and I'm like getting these notifications and like these tags, and I'm like, wait, did I miss something? So I literally go to like my managers. I'm like, do you guys know anything about this?
Yeah.
And then no. And then I'm like, oh, like Dre, like put our name here. And like, I was like, guys, like I went to the management because we have a group chat, and I was like, guys, tune into there because I can't, because I'm in class. So like help me out and let's see if we. And it was exciting, and like the whole management was so happy. So I can't thank, him and you guys enough for it,
Of course. No, it was so great. Like, it was so great because I'm going to make sure I put a clip of it. I believe we still have it stored because it was one of your models that actually answered the call. And there was this moment of hesitation between Shah and I that we were just like, are you like authorized to accept this on her behalf? Or we were just like, but then we realized like she was totally legit about it. She explained that you were in class and because there was you were actually, I believe, the third one. I believe like we had to we had like a policy of saying, hey, if you aren't in the room and you're not accepting it within 2 minutes, we have to spin again. And and she was in there and she just was like, she's like, no, she's in class, like I could vouch for her and everything.
Oh, I told you, go to that live if you're not. And I was in there, but like I'm in class with like the volume down and like typing, like I'm here. Or hear any.
It was so funny. It was such a funny experience, and and it's such a new norm, really. Like these type of things, Zoom calls, and these type of lifestyle because of COVID and everything that it created. People have gotten so creative with how we interact, how we try to make this fun and engaging, even though there's so much separation between us. You know what I mean? Right now, unfortunately. So what are you trying to do with this next year? Hopefully this Omicron, dies down and we kind of can get back to some sense of normality. What's 2022 looking like for you guys?
Well, I'm hoping that, we expand more and, just that more people hear about us and that, it's mainly more networking. I really want to go hard in 2022. So are we in are we in 2000?
We're almost there. We're like, it's basically next year.
Like we're already in there, but so I really want to go hard with the management. I don't know how it's gonna look when I'll be in law school and doing all these things, but I have 4 managers that help me out completely with this, and they're literally the love of my life. Like they help me, and it's really hard because like we get paid off commission. We don't get paid just like we don't have like an actual payroll, so it's really hard work that we put into it. Right. But because we don't really care about the pay, it's kind of like the dedication that they have and the loyalty that they have to me. They're doing this, and I really hope that we can just expand more.
Sure, 100%. So who are the members of your team? Because I know you speak of them a lot. Who's your team that you work with?
So Jackie is one. She was my first manager, the first model as well. Alyssa, she's also a model, but she's a manager. So we have that, and then to now she's a photographer, but she's also a manager. And N.E.W.S, who's all the way in Colorado, but she's great at the marketing and social media marketing, and also a manager. So I have 4 people on my team. We're probably going to need more. Alyssa's helping build our website and stuff like that, so we can kind of expand on like the social media and on the internet. But there's 4 so far, but hopefully we can get more. Nice. It's just really hard, you have to, with that, there obviously has to come with loyalty and have people on our team that have our backs.
100%. 100%. Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to develop those bonds and that trust, especially when it comes to something that you're doing like this, you know? So, we are, ever since found your page and you were on there and everything, I've followed you. I've been liking and sharing a lot of your stories and stuff just because I want to make sure that I always do whatever I can to push you guys forward and make sure that people always know what you're doing. I hope that this interview serves as a great sort of resume for anybody that wants to know about you and the type of things that you're trying to do. But just kudos to you and your mindset and the way you're trying to do this and keep this very, personal with your models. I respect that a lot.
Appreciate that.
Of course. So yeah, is there anything else, any words of inspiration, anything that you want to just tell our audience before we close it up?
No, just like, don't give up on your dreams. And I know that's like really cliche and everybody says that, but in all seriousness, there's been times where I've been like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I'm not going anywhere. Like there's so many other managements that are farther than me, but then when I see like my models get published or they're really happy with a photo shoot or something, like that is what really keeps me going. Right. So you just keep working hard and be motivated and persevere at what you want, and it will come just in time. Rome wasn't built in a day. So of course. Well, I think you're doing better than most. Your magazine shoots you've gotten, the events that you've participated in, just tells me everything I need to know just about where you guys are headed. So congrats to you, and best wishes on all your continued success. I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Well, that's going to be it for this episode of the Canoe Creative Spotlight. Special thanks again to Vanessa for joining us today and speaking to our audience about the amazing things that Jamila Reine Models is doing and will do in the future. Make sure you check her out on all the links we provided down below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you're watching, follow us if you're listening, and make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter because you do not want to miss all the great things that we are doing. 2022 is going to be an amazing year. And by the time you watch this, it will probably already be there. But still, follow us, please. Anyways, I'm your boy Chris, telling you to always connect, collab, and create.